Hi guys, it's CalamitiesDawn here and welcome to another episode of Minecraft 121.1. No, I got that wrong. Never mind. So to start off this episode, I pretty much have crammed in a whole bunch of projects that we've been working on in our spare time. First one being is I finally decided that I'm going to build a path from the nether portal bridge to the house. Well, not exactly to the house, but to the fountain. That way we have it looking more uniform, I suppose. Also, the other reason for that being is that I wanted to have a defined path so I knew where to expand the wheat farm to, because it's kind of small. And I wanted to have the wheat farm be out like a natural sort of occurring thing, not just like little blocks that are there, I suppose. Had to fill in this little gap here to have the path come up because there was just a large bit that I wanted to go through, and if I didn't fill it up, I wouldn't have been able to go through it at all. So I filled that in. I then needed to take a break from doing pathing and stuff. So I went and did the staircase. I ended up changing the design that I originally went with, which was like the plant potters theme, mainly because I think that the staircase is too steep to do the original idea, so I went with this instead. I mean, it's not perfect, but I like the way it's done anyway, and I like the combination of the switching between the marble brick walls and the marble brick blocks. And then decided to try this idea out, which is having upside down stairs for the bottom half, and I actually like it. It gives it some sort of dimension that I wasn't expecting to have, but I think it looks really, really nice. I then went back and decided to add in the pallet for our road, because at this point I had done the pathing far enough that I just wanted to fill it in. I didn't really get good footage of the rest of it, so I've just gone back in later on and done free cam mode to show you what has been done. I haven't completely done the path, but that's because I need to go do a resource grind to get more of it. I wanted to also show you guys the completed staircase and the framing. And then my next big endeavor after that was building a bridge. That's because I pretty much have decided from this point on that I needed to expand out, because something that we did in one of the previous streams was that I started building a zoo. And to get to the zoo, I decided I wanted to have a train station. But obviously the terrain between the wheat farm or wheat field and where the potential train station was, the terrain just wasn't great. I still have a lot of terraforming to do here, but I just did basic terraforming here just so it looked a bit more flat and uniform, I suppose. I originally did it down where I'd originally flattened it. I didn't keep that footage in though, but I did have a different placement, and then I ended up changing it. At this point, I'm just placing blocks just sort of to give a feel of what I want to do. I actually go through the design process of this a couple of times. I change it because I'm like, oh, I like this idea, and then I don't, or I decided I wanted to, I think at one point I decided I wanted the bottom half to be filled in, and I then ended up ditching that because I was like, no, because I build the train station half on the bottom layer, so having it be a top layer only building just didn't work. I didn't realize this until I'd already filled majority of the building with dirt though, which is the unfortunate part of it all. But I'm quite happy to make these mistakes. They make me learn things. At this point too, I'm also realizing that the original like layout that I had just wouldn't have worked. It was unrealistic. So I had to fix that up because there was just it wouldn't have worked. I don't know why I thought that it would. I thought it would. So I'm filling in all the walls and everything here, and just going through. And at this point, I'm still very much under the impression that I'm going to have it as a one floor only place. So it's going to be a raised building. I start laying the foundations. So this is meant to be the foundations for the floor, which actually I end up liking the foundations of it enough that I decide that I'm going to keep it as the roof pattern, because it ends up becoming a roof. well, not like a, it's hard to explain. Not exactly a roof, because I do have plans for this top half here to become a cafe instead. So the bottom half can be the waiting section or the waiting room for the train station, and the top half can be a cafe. At this point, obviously, I'm still under the impression that it's going to just be a top building only, or a raised building. And so I build the pillars up, and then at some point, right about here, I realize, hang on, I need to undo everything I've just done, because the tunnel is right there, and it's in line or on the same level as the bottom floor of the building. There is no way I could have actually done a topside building and made it make sense. It's no way. There's no way. So I clear out the bits that I decide is going to be the front entrance, and then I clear out the rest, and I also make another entrance hole for going out into the train line. I then build these up because, it's now going to be a bigger building. So I build this up, and I just do like a basic fill-in of it, because I am going to come back later on and completely finish it and fill it out. I haven't filled it out currently in my own personal time either, so this is still a work in progress build, but that's okay. It's okay to have work in progress builds. So I fill this all in, and then I just go ahead and I'd start filling up the roof blocks or the beams, and just going back down underneath and breaking the ones that I need to break. I then also got rid of my granite pillar, because I don't know why I used granite. I could have just used dirt. So I used the smart thing of doing dirt. And then I don't think I keep that design at the start. This rotating pattern I do keep, though, because I very much like the way it looks. I don't know if I keep it, though, for the front too, because I don't remember. It did take me a bit there to remember which way I was doing the patterning, because for some reason I just completely forgot. And then I also had some frog lights tucked away in my house. And so I used chip to make them look more ancient and florally. I also found these posts too, which are part of a mod called Blockus, as you can see up the top there. And I thought that might be a great way to make the awning, or the cover, I don't know, I think awning's the term, to cover the rails, because I want it to have it so that it's closed off. I then decide I'm going to build a wall, because I don't want it so that you can just bypass the front door and go straight through to the train station. To the rail line itself, because then it breaks the whole, there's another door to go out. And it breaks the whole fact that there's a waiting room there. So I spent probably about an hour and a half trying to figure out how to best do it. And I came up with the idea of doing the granite and then having the fences over the top. And I think that works pretty well with what we've done. I'm quite happy with that. And then start doing the corners for rounded edging, mainly because I'm going to build the house out a bit further. The train station. I'm planning on building it out a bit further. As of currently voicing this is what I have done with the railway station or train station. It's not amazing, but it's something. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.